Hello, everybody. How you doing? Who all we got in here? Hi, Tracy. Hi, RD. Y'all ready for a fun class today? I got a lot of goodies today. How you doing? Hi, Mickey. Y'all getting ready for Christmas? That's okay. Hi, Robin. It's up on there for you to browse and view. Hi, Katia. Awesome. Katia, the pattern we're doing today was written by a needle tatter. Might ought to check it out. You could use that in your classes. Hi, Teresa. Is Bennett with you? If he is, tell him I said, hey. We got a few minutes. Well, he'll be there all chipper, ready to go in just a little bit then. I keep watching the skies. We got storms headed in this afternoon, and I am not ready for them. All right, he was able to shuttle and needle tat this week. The thumb absorb doing good. Awesome, 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 awesome. 2 thumbs up on that. Maybe to be better by the classes starting. By the way, for you that don't know, Katia's needle classes have moved to her YouTube channel. She graduated. Awesome. That is awesome, Teresa. Anyway, Katia, post in the class your YouTube channel and how to get a hold of you. I think Pam posted it in the group, and she's supposed to send out emails when Katia is ready to go live. She's going to be the first live needle tatting teacher on YouTube. You got a lot of videos, but not a live class. So we're expecting her to grow by leaps and bounds. She's going to run circles around all them youngsters over there. Well, the pattern we're doing today is an oldie but goodie. I dug it out of the archives. So yeah, had knocked cobwebs off of it. But it is adorable. But I got some really fun, fantastic things sitting over here to show everybody. As everybody gets in here. Oh, excuse the yawns. I don't think I'm ever going to get used to this, change in the time. About the time it's time to flip it forward or whatever. That's what it is. 3 o'clock, folks. Let me take my medicine and then we can get started. Hopefully, not too much longer on that. Hi, Pam. Glad you made it. All right, folks. It is time for class. I got some news. The shuttle showed up. Say that 3 times in a row without messing up, and you're doing good. but I got it the other day, and I want to introduce it to everyone today. Now, I want to tell you something. Hi, Jax. Um, the two items together is a must have. Okay. It takes care of all your tatting needs as far as tatting tools go. Okay. So let's go to the down shot and let me show you this goodie. So switch me camera, and there we are. Now, I know you can't see that very well, but I'm going to move this out of the way. That's the tatting toolbox. Check this puppy out. You see how many shuttles are in there? And it holds a size 10 thread ball. Easy peasy. Okay. Now, she designed this for the Helix tatting people. But can you all see the uses for this? You're sitting at a table tatting. There's your ball of threads. You can sit your tools, and the ball is going to move. It's going to rotate as you pull off the ball. So you're not chasing your thread across the carpet, getting carpet fibers, and you're not dealing with dog hair and stuff like that in your thread. Your thread's going to stay clean in here. Okay. Now it's not huge. Okay. You see, I can hold it in the whole thing in my hand. Okay. But it's lightweight. It's very light. So you got room for tools and so forth. But the nice thing is you add in your tatting toolbox. This is the tatting toolbox. Now, I got the one that has the base built in to store stuff. And look what you can put in there. You see, I've got needle threaders, I've got thread magic. You can put all kinds of things in here, little doodads that you want to keep controlled and corralled. And, beads. You can throw them in there too. Okay. And all that in a nutshell is a space saver. Okay. And it keeps everything nice and tidy. Inside, okay, remember I showed you this once before. It's not only got room for tatting needles, ladies that needle tat, you got room for your tatting needles, but you got room for your picot gauge. You can have a couple of those in here. It's got two slots, see, and your crochet hooks. You can put them right in there as well. You got room here for different tools. These crochet hooks that we use that you want to put them in there, you can. You can put 2 or 3. This will house your smaller shuttles like your clovers. You've got room here for shuttles and here. All right. Now, what Stephanie is offering to the students for the month of December, use the code Tatting Class and you get 15% off the 2 items. Okay. Now, if you just order this, I'm sure she's gonna still give you the 15%, all right? Or if you just order this, it's 15% off. That's a huge savings, all right? She's doing that for the class. After December, it's gone, all right? But she's working on a few more added treats for us tatters, okay? So, she's new in her business. If you got ideas of things you'd like to see done in the plastics. Okay, this is recycled plastic that they make this stuff out of, and they use a 3D printer. Okay, all that stuff is recycled. Okay, so think about this. You're not only saving the planet for the future, but you're getting tools. Okay, and if you got something in mind that you'd like to see her try to make, send her a note. All right. The link is down below in the description box. Also, the coupon code. But pay a visit to her shop. You'll see some really unique things and little fun things that you can do as a tatter. All right. So, with that said, back to the shuttle ship. It does look like a spaceship. I have to say, it does look like a spaceship. But y'all remember that show Lost in Space? That's what it reminds me of. Nina, how are you? lady, I have missed seeing you. Is everything good at home? When Janella popped in on me, I swear, I just miss everybody. But back to it. Y'all remember the show Lost in Space? Doesn't this look like the spaceship they used to fly around? That tell you how old I am? Okay. Now that we've all discovered how old I am, some of you young students probably have never seen that show. So let's move on over here. I got another little tray here. Hubs found this. This is a tray I used many moons ago, and it's my craft tray. This craft tray can carry everything in it. I think I picked it up at the dollar store years ago. It can carry everything in it. Whatever you put in it's not going to run off. Okay. This is the pattern we're working on. That is wonderful news. Wonderful news, Benina. Oh, Pam, we both remember that show. All right. So what I've done is I've compiled all my stuff I'm working with on here to show you how easy it is to transport it. I have a bead mat in here. It's not glued in. I just laid it down there. And then I've got my sticky bead mat for my beads, my thread, my extra beads, things like that I'm using currently. The only thing it doesn't have is a place for my pattern. So I just lay it up on top and you're golden. But it doesn't get lost. Nothing rolls off, nothing goes to the wayside. And when we're traveling, this would have been great sitting in my lap, but we never could find it. And since we've been cleaning out the shed, we found it. My toy is back. So there you go. And I used this when I did wire work and jewelry making. So that tells you how old it is because that was many moons ago. Now, for today's project, she gives you the directions, okay? But you can tell she's got beads in here. She's got a red bow. She's got thread. Now, she did hers in green with gold beads and a red bow. All right, so we're going to follow that one today. But you could do a white wreath with red, a green wreath with red, and that would represent holly berries on your wreath. Okay. And you can put any kind of bow you want. You can put a silver one, a gold one. You could use any color beads you want. Okay. So it is a versatile pattern. All right. However, it is a needle tatting pattern. She used pearl cotton 12 Mill Hill seed beads, which these are Mill Hills. Okay. And they're the most used to Mayuka beads used to be the perfect bead buy, not anymore. There are a lot of imperfections in them these days. But Mill Hill, their beads are pretty even. Hi, Esther. Yes, Esther, it is tatting class. That is the code. All right. So, you can use whatever seed beads you want. Okay. It don't have to be Mill Hills, but they're more even. So you're not sitting here for hours because as you can see, there's a lot of beads on here. Okay. And you sit there and you trying to find the same size bead. Yeah, you ain't gonna finish this project. You're gonna get tired of it real fast. So I always say if it's something you really want to do, use good beads. Don't buy the cheap ones, use the good ones. Now, here's something she didn't do with this pattern, and I would do. Hang a crystal down here and make an ornament out of it. All right. You can make it a brooch if you want. You can make it a pendant. Depending on the size thread you use, you can make it anything you want. The thread I'm using is size 20, and you see how big this is. I've only got one more large ring and one more small ring to put in. And this thing is huge. We've got another round on the outside. So think about that. Hi, Nanetta. And when you get to making it, And you'll see it's flimsy, very flimsy, even with size 20 Elizabeth. This color is 685. I don't know the name of it right off the top of my head. I'm thinking that is the Christmas green. Don't quote me on that. I meant to look it up before class and just yeah, don't even think about it. It I got news for you. Murphy has moved in and he brought all his relatives. I'm not gonna say no more. It has been a hilarious morning this morning. We have a package coming. It was supposed to go to my son's house. Instead, it's coming to us by FedEx, and we're not on FedEx's route. So right now, it is riding all over the country. We have no idea when it's gonna get to us. But it's for one of the grand, which is not good. They made this on their grandma. So, with that said, yeah, we've had quite a few laughs today because now FedEx has you hooked onto a machine. You can't even get through customer service. So I had to go on Facebook and talk to them through Facebook. That how ironic that is. I have no idea why that is, but I just think it's kind of strange. So back to the pattern. Pick you out some good beads, use good thread. You could use metallic threads on this, and it would really shine like a silver dollar on the tree. You want a sparkle on there. And put it on your tree. Make it, put it on your tree. But make sure you stiffen it first. Tracy, I'm not the needle tatter. Katia is. And everything I know is size 5 needle. And for beads to go over a size 5 needle, you're going to have to ask the needle tatters in the room. I don't know that answer. I just try it and see. With me, the bead needles I use for loading my beads on is the Venus. They're called Venus needles. Can y'all see that? And they have a collapsible eye. Okay. I don't know if these are all over the world, but I get them through Amazon. The eye collapses. Can y'all see this? You see that eye anywhere? Is it coming up anywhere? See it? It collapses, but it opens back up. It springs back into shape. Thank you, Katia. That is the color of a Christmas tree. Evergreen. Okay. I do know some needle padding, right? Cool. All right. Let's get back to it. Now, um, when you add the beads here, these where the little safety pins are. Okay. I use a very small crochet hook. This is a 0.4 millimeter crochet hook. It's equivalent to a size 16. All right. Do you remember the story Georgia told when we did the interview with her about the crochet hook sticking the finger and she'd walk around with this crochet hook stuck to her finger trying to figure out how she was going to pull it out without it hurting? Well, this is the crochet hook that can do some damage. So please be careful. If you decide to stab yourself, lots of Band-Aids come in handy. So keep a box of Band-Aids close because you don't want to bleed on your pretty padding. Okay? So just words of wisdom there. All right. Now, what she says is blind your shuttles continuous thread method with 36 gold beads and add all those beads to shuttle one. So throw them on shuttle one. All right. Now, you're going to need extra beads here to the side. Now, this is a sticky bead mix. See all these beads? I can turn it upside down, sideways. They ain't going nowhere. They're stuck to it, but they're not permanently stuck like as if you use tape. It makes it to where you can use your crochet hook, run it up in that bead, and pick that bead off. You don't need it, put it back down. It's fine. It's not going anywhere. So it's not a permanent stick, but it's enough stick to hold it. So it has these little plastic covers on it, one on the top and one on the bottom. I peeled the one off the top. I don't dare take the one off the bottom. because this thing will stick to everything and every piece of hair you can find. And if you don't see it, it will pick it up. The way to clean it when it gets dirty, take the plastic sleeves off, run it under your faucet, not hot water, okay? A lukewarm water to rinse all the dirt, muck, and yuck off of it, okay? When you pull it out from the water, it's not gonna be sticky, but after it dries, it will retain its stickiness. You get these, Beadsmith puts them out, and you can get them on Amazon, and they're called sticky bead mats, okay? And they're not that expensive. They're worth their weight in gold, okay? Amazon carries it in, United States, Canada, and other Amazon locations. So, it's something that you can get worldwide, and this one's got a hair on it right there, probably one of mine. I'm going bald, and, when I get through with the project, I'll take it in there, and I'll automatically just wash it off and put it away. It comes with its little wrapper. Here's the wrapper. This is what it looks like. See, da, da, da. And I keep the wrapper so I can put it in there, and it keeps it clean and neat. So we got all that out of the way. Another thing you can use are paper clips, okay, for your beads, your beaded picots. I like using, if I'm gonna use paper clips, and I do use them on traveling, okay, because I don't get stuck by pins. These are Tim Holtz, and they're mini paper clips. These are a lot easier to manage, okay, than these big ones if you're in the car, if you're in a van. You're going to church with the church group. You've got small paper clips, they ain't going nowhere, alright? You're not getting your fingers poked, okay? You're also gonna need little bows, tiny, tiny bows, okay? You're also going to need some type of glue. You can use any glue you want, okay? And my choice is always Fabri-Tac because Fabri-Tac sticks plastic to plastic, cloth to cloth, paper to paper, whatever you're gluing it to, it works, it holds, it's permanent, okay? Now, Bev, Teresa, tell Bev this is the diamond glaze when she's doing her shuttles. This is the diamond glaze stuff I was trying to think of for her to use on the decorated shuttles and totally forgot. So you can pass that on to her. Um, but let's get into this. Now, our first, we got our shuttles loaded. Okay. Now you can see I've got shuttles loaded with thread and beads on both. There is a reason for that. When you go to make um, anything that requires 2 rounds and it's got beads, put beads on both your shuttles. I never count beads. I just load a truckload of beads on the shuttle, and that way, if I wanna make more, I can and finish up the thread. I will load my shuttle completely with thread and beads, even though it says only a yard, because if it's a pattern, I'm going to invest time enough to get beads on and all this other kind of stuff, I am going to do more than one, okay? Because they're great gifts to give out. You can add them into a card. I mean, there's so much you can do with these. All right. So that's just me. You don't have to do it that way. It's just food for thought. So once we finish this first round, you realize that's not going to be a continuous thread because we've got to cut the thread unless we walk out the round. Her instructions, though, precisely say cut, tie, and sew in the ends. However, because this is personal that I'm gonna be using this for, I will cut the ends, tie a, square knot on it, put a dab of glue there and let it dry. Then I would glue in when I stiffen with glue in my ends on the back side because it's my personal use. Now, if I'm going to give it to someone, I will use the magic thread trick and I will pull the thread through on a cord or something, a piece of thread, another piece of thread, and, you know, lost threaders. They work great. I will use that to pull my ends through or just sew them in. So there's all your 411. Now, when you've gotten to this point and you're going to finish this round off, you're supposed to have 9 large rings. I'm going to show you this. 9 of these large rings and 9 of these small rings. And you're going to have all your chains in and lock your chain in. We're on the 9th ring, large ring, and as you can see right here, I have a bulb pin with a beaded picot. That bulb pin is holding that bead on that picot. Now with her pattern, with needle tatters from the best I can see, and Katia, you can correct if I'm wrong, uh, needle tatters, your beads on these bead picots will come on after you've done the ring, because the way she's working this, that says, beaded picot after the fact. With shuttle tatters, we have to do the beaded picot as we come to them. So if I'm wrong on that, Katia, you can correct it. Now, let's set our large ring. Now, our large ring requires 3 beads in the ring. Okay, let me pull off 3 beads, of course. The beads are way down here in this, and I want 3. So slide those back and pull those 3 beads down. Roll the shuttle back up, walk it back up. You'll do a lot of this. Joanne, you're not late. You're just right on time. Remember, you can watch the video after class and play catch up. Now, here we go. The way I do this, I lay that. This is my chain thread that's going to shuttle 2. This is the working shuttle, which is shuttle 1 that has the beads. And this is going to join to this. So all this has to be up here. Okay? So here we go. On needle tatting? Cool. All right. So the pattern is 3 double stitches. And she's got a picot. If you look, the pattern, these larger rings have a picot down here near the base. Then we get into the beaded picots, and then we come around the other side, we've got a picot down here at the base again. It's just a decorative picot. So we're gonna do that. Now that picot could be as big or as small as you want it to be. You could even eliminate that picot if you wanted to, okay? Everything about this pattern is your choice. Now we're gonna put in 3 double stitches, pull that picot gauge out, pull that together. Our next step is to join this. Okay, do this. And as you can see, it's heavy with all these little bulb pins on there, but it's manageable. You just have to set your hand up. Fiddle, okay? Just fiddle. That's all you got to do. Give yourself ample enough room to work. Now, here's a piece of advice because we're working with beads, sharp pins, and we don't want band-aids. Okay? Take your crochet hook. Pay very close attention to this. The back side of that bulb pin, if you pull it forward, it will pull that thread tight enough that you can run the crochet hook up through there behind that bulb pin. And you're not going to stab yourself. Everybody see that? Do I need to do it again? I'll wait. We may have lag. I'm going to get me a sip of coffee here. Let me know. Thumbs up that you all saw that. I just love it when it likes to hang up with itself. It just makes my day. Here we go. It's because that bulb pin's open. You saw it? Great. Do it again. All right. You're going to pull that bulb pin forward. Okay. You're going to run that crochet hook on the back side of that bulb pin between the beads. And there is enough gap to get that crochet hook through. It, Tracy, you're going to go on the back side because when you go down through there, there's just enough gap to get your size 16 crochet hook through. You get it? Give me a thumbs up if you got it that time, Tracy, because it's important to know that. It's a rescue for your fingers. Trust me. Uh, you get used to it. You really get used to it. No biggie. All right. See it, Tracy? I don't want to move on, honey, until I know you got it. Awesome. All right, now that we've got our crochet hook in there, we're going to hold the crochet hook along with our ring we're working on in the pin. Pull that bulb pin out. Lay the bulb pin down because you're going to use it again on this same ring. Now you grab your thread. Gently tug that thread through that picot so you don't split your plies. Put it on your finger. Untangle the crochet or the padding that's gotten tangled in the other shuttle. Lay it down. All right, now we're going to join that picot. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down till everything sits the way it's supposed to. Now, know that working with beads, okay, yeah, it gets fiddly, but it's well worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. Now, we're going to move on, put in 3 double stitches. Now, we've got a picot right here coming in. Slide our bead down so it sits on top of the picot and put in our next 3 double stitches, okay? That is 2, and this is 3. All right, and you see how that bead's sitting sideways. Take your crochet hook, the tip on your shuttle, whatever. You set that bead in the place you want it to go. Now you pull your second picot that's got a bead on top. Okay, put your double stitches in. And I don't move that bead until all my double stitches are in. Because if you do, you're going to have to fiddle with it again. Because as you tat, you're going to move that bead. All right, so we've got 3 more double stitches, but we got to have that last bead. And there she is. We're going to lay her right there on top and put in 3 double stitches. Now, when you run into this problem, see those beads that slip down? Drop them down. You don't want to tap them in. They're not ready to come into this. Okay? And yes, this is something everybody experiences. That's 2 and 3. All right. Again, we've got a crooked bead. Move it over. Set it on top of that picot. Now we've got a bead picot. Here's where this bead mat comes in real handy because we've got to reach over here. We've got to get a bead. We've got to thread it on that crochet hook. Our bead's on there. Can y'all see that bead? See the bead? I'm trying to get it to where it'll show and it's not wanting to show. Can you see it? I get up closer and it's like it disappears. It's on there. See? I'll move it. All right. Now You take it, and what you're going to do is you have a picot here that you've got to create. So in order to do that, you're going to grab thread. Pull that thread tight and watch what I'm doing here. I'm twisting that thread, okay? Just one twist, and that will hold it on the tip. Push that bead up over that. Keep it taut. Once the bead is on, grab your pin, put it in position, and then close your pin. If you're using a paper clip, throw your paper clip on. All right? Pull it down to where it sits in the right place where you want it. Okay? Once you get it in there, slap your 3 double stitches in. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Now we've got another one of those decorative picots. We've got to put that in there. So let's do that. 1, 2, and 3. Now we can close this ring. Okay? Now, because we've got all these paper clips, everything's going to get jihad here. But let it do its thing. Don't fight it. It's Christmas. Don't fight it. Not worth the fight. Pull your double stitches into place, and you close this ring the same way you do every other ring close. But with the beads, you want to close it a little tighter because you don't want them to bunch up, but you don't want them too loose. They get too loose, everything's loose. All right. Now we've got to move on to our chain. And our chain is 6 double stitches, beaded picot, and 6 double stitches. The picot bead does not come from this. Okay. This is for part 2. And we'll move on to that. Start that one on there after we finish this one. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we got another one of them bead picots. We got to grab our bead, put it on our hook. All right. Grab our thread, just turn it. All you're doing is you go outside, turn your hand. You've got to twist. It sits up there next to the hook. Slide that bead down, pull it into place. Grab your pin, put it through the loopy. Okay. Now get your hand back in the ring and adjust the placement of everything. Like I said, beads get fiddly. Remember that. You're going to work with beads. Remember, they can either make you or break you. But they also make your piece absolutely beautiful. Okay? Pull it down, pull it down. That shuttle on the right side. And you're pulling that down into place. All right? There we go. We got it. And you want to work that down to where that's snug next to that chain. And you just grab it and pull it. You put it in place. Everything will move until you put that double stitch in. Then it's not hard to move that. So on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We got our 6 double stitches in. Tighten that chain up so it's nice and pretty. Now we're going to put in our last ring, our little tiny ring. So we're going to put it, and we're going to join it here. We're also going to come down here, and we're going to join it here. So we're going to have to do a fold to join on this. Yeah, I'm just throwing all kinds of curveballs at you. You're working with beads. You're doing all this fancy footwork with beads. And now we're going to do fold to join with beads. Now, uh, how fun is this? I mean, we're learning. We're learning. All right, now for this small ring, we need 1 bead only to come down. All right. The rest of these back on that shuttle out of the way. All right. Bring it into the loom. And we're going to do our first 3 double stitches. And that's 2 and 3. Now we're going to join it to this one. Here we go again. Open that loom up. Grab our crochet hook. All right. We're going to, remember, come in on the back side of that pin, that safety pin. You can see that little gap. Run your crochet hook there. Once your hook's in place, remove your pin because your hook is holding your spot. Now you're going to join. Be careful. Make sure you don't split your plies pulling it through. Gosh, try to say that 3 times in a row today. Yeah, it's not happening. Now my beads are coming down, so I want plenty of slack. Get rid of those beads, drop them in, roll back up. All right, now we're going to join. Pull it down into place. And it takes some, fiddling. Now we're going to put 3 more double stitches. 1, 2, and I get 3. I got 3. I got 3. Yay. Now, this is a picot that has a bead on it, just like the others. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Now that the 3 are in there, we want to adjust that bead into place. Now, this is our folded joint. Now, because we have all of these paper clips on here, okay, to fold this, you want to fold it in half. All right, lay your picots, all your picot clips, and that's what we're going to call it, okay, down here. Now, you want to run your crochet hook up same way under that, underneath the safety pin, bulb pin, whatever you use. And you want to release the pin if it will just stop moving. It has a mind of its own. Now, you want to grab it and pull it down. Put it on your finger. Fold that back up. Make sure you did not twist your picot. Before you close that up or, pull it through, whatever you want to call it, it's pulling it through. Right now, I'm fighting that one bottom pin. All right, make sure that it did not twist that picot. Join, work it down, flip it over, lock it into place. Okay, we know it's right. Now we're going to put in our last 3 double stitches. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. We got it. Now we're going to close this ring. Get that pin out of the way. This is where the pins is going to drive you crazy because they're going to catch on everything. Just tell it, I'm the boss. That's what you do. You tell it, I'm the boss. And you make it do what you want it to do. And you close that ring. Now we want to lay this out like it's supposed to go. Move this out of the way. Okay, we got another chain to do, but we want to look at it, make sure everything's laying as it should before we work that chain. Because if we have to open it back up, we want to be able to do it, not have to back out the chain, the ring, and the whole 9 yards. Lay everything out and know that it's going to up. Alright? Needs to add something to the work, and it can cup it. So, just fiddle with it, look at it, gander it, you know? Do what you gotta do to make it beautiful. And there is the first round of our wreath. All we have to do now is do our 6 beaded picot, 6 chain, and join right here. So that's the next thing on this agenda for this part of it. And then we're gonna do a little dab of glue, and then we're gonna do part 2. Alright? So, I'll wrap our hand for a chain, and we're gonna put in 6 double stitches. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Beaded picot here. We got that beaded picot we got to do. And you just pick your bead, pick it up. Put it on your hook, grab your thread, twist your hand, pull it up on the thread, pull the bead down, put your little hook on there. You can use knitting markers, stitch markers. They may be a little bit thick for this. Okay. Now this one, because it's the last one, we want to set it right and then rewrap the loom. Okay, because we don't want it shifty-eyed on us, you know? Just saying. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Here we go. Now we're done with this round. We'll pull off enough thread, and here's what we're going to do. Scope it out. Snip and a snip. Y'all see that? I just did the ultimate snip. All right. So, with that said, we have to place this chain. See how things have twisted? We have twisted stuff here. This chain has to come in right here on that ring. See that? Now, you can do this with a crochet hook or a sewing needle, whatever, but you want to go down through center this point down at the bottom of that ring. Okay? You want to grab that core thread on that hook. This is where sewing needles come in handy, but today all we have is a crochet hook. So we make the best of a bad situation and we pull that thread through. A lot of tatters will sew it in at this point. I'm just pulling it through. All right. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. See, once you get it through, then all you got to do is reach in there, grab your loose thread because you don't want the ties to split. Okay? Pull that thread through. Here's what we're going to do. Lay everything out like it's supposed to. Why are we twisted sistered? Ah, we're twisted sistered. We are. It's twisted. And I didn't get it twisted. Ah, there we go. So we gotta get to lay right. Somehow, some way, you got to lay right, turkey. There we go. There it is. There it is. There it is. We got it. Patience. Remember the cardinal? That's why we got the cardinal. How many of y'all did the cardinal? Oh, a lot of patience for tatting. And if you don't have patience, tatting's not something you want to try because there's a lot of things you have to do to make it work the way it's supposed to. Grab a hold. Now it just doesn't want to grab. There we go. We got you. Tried it again. We got it. We got it. We got it. Hot diggity. We can all do our happy dance now. We got it pulled through. It's not a twisted sister no more. Y'all remember that band? It was a crazy looking band back in the 80s. Okay, we're gonna just do a square knot. Left, right over left, left over right. All right. And we're gonna put a spool of glue. But for now, I'm not gonna sit here and wait for glue to dry. I'm just gonna leave it like that. And I am going to take trim the because fighting the pins, sorry to say, is the only thing I want to fight with at this point. Because now we're going to put round two on. Round two is going to join where all these pins are. Okay, y'all got it? Any questions so far? Is there any questions? Because the next step is all fun. Remember those extra beads I told you about? Okay, I'm going to push them down here on this one. All right, get them out of the way. Now it says we're supposed to start round two, continuous thread method. Now, Pam, you can get them on Amazon. They're put out by Tim Holtz. All you do is look up Tim Holtz paper clips. You can get them at Michael's. Use them in scrapbooking and journal making, that kind of thing. I just bought a bunch of them because I like them to travel. Before we traveled all the time, these are the paper clips I bought, the ones without the plastic coating, because the plastic coating adds extra sizes to your picots, and that's not fun because you've got to accommodate. And it depends on the plastic coating on each paper clip, how much you have to take off on double stitches to accommodate. Okay, so I'm only walking thread down these beads down on the thread so we can get everything set up. Now, continuous thread method. I don't know about y'all, but I don't mind hiding ends in my tatting when I'm starting a project, you know, and there is a way that you can start your tatting using a knot, okay? But we can do a weaver's knot and you can cut this sucker off and not have to hide your ends. You can also just start tatting and hide your ends as you go. The problem with it is the weight of the beads could pull it out. So we're going to do a weaver's knot, make you a loop, cross it over, hold that in the pin, run this thread up through, grab a hold of it before you drop it. Yeah, I do everything backwards. You know, come on, make a loop in the thread, run it up through it. Come on, don't you got me. Now, you see this tail? Put that tail right up through there, pull it tight. All right, to where you got two loops. Hold the loops in your hand. Now, pull everything tight. You now have a weaver's knot. Ready for this? Y'all want to see something fascinating? It's going to blow your mind. Snip that off at the top of that knot. Cut that one off at the top of the knot. And you don't have ends to hide. and that's sturdy. So now you have a continuous thread method. All right. Now we are going to start our first ring. Now our first ring on here, let's see, where are we at? Round two. We've got 2 shuttles with 54 gold beads. That's what the instruction says. And extra beads for joins. That's our extra beads for our joins. Yeah, I've already got thread on there. It caught it. Okay. Now it says 3 double stitches picot, 3 double stitches picot, 3 double stitches picot, 3 double stitches close, but do not reverse your work because we're going to make a clover. Okay. Now in the clover, if you look at the picture, if you can't see it really clear, when you open it up on the website, you can zoom in. But if you look, there is a bead on all these joints. The joints between the clover leaves, okay, from clover leaf 1 to 2 to 3, and then the join between the clovers. You also have the joining picots to the first round. So all these joins we're doing, we have to add a picot. Now, you can do it or not. That is totally up to you. We're gonna do it like she's wrote the pattern because I just think beads are fantastic. Okay? Plus, I got a truckload of beads I gotta use. All right? Now, here we go. So, our first ring on our clover. The only bead it has is the join on the side and the join to the middle ring. Okay? So, and that's why you got to refer back to the picture quite often. That's why pictures and patterns are fantastic to have. Since we are only putting picots on the joins, we just wrap our hand. We don't need any beads in the loom. All right. And watch this. You see, there's my knot. I'm going to put in my 3 double stitches. 1, 2, and 3. All right. Now, this is a joining picot. So we grab us a bead, put it on our hook, come in, hold the hand, pull it through, grab it, put a pin on it, paper clip, whatever. Now we got to walk it down. Got it, got it, got it to the position. All right, now we're going to do 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Got she's showing 4 picots. I'm only seeing 3 on this pattern. So that could be a misprint. Yeah, because she doesn't have any picots, does she? She does. These are caught up. If you look at it real close, these are caught up in the chain, and that can happen. So what we can do, we'll just back it up and take that picot out and do it as a decorative. No big deal. Just the picture isn't the greatest picture in the world. But at least it's only 3 double stitches. We want it right because it's going on our pretty Christmas tree. This is the last class for this year. When we come back, it'll be January. Everybody will have eaten Christmas and Thanksgiving and New Year's dinners. They will have gained 20 something pounds. If you haven't, I know I did by thinking about it. And guess what? Now we all have to go on a diet after January. So I popped that bead off. It went that way. All right, there we go. We're gonna put a decorative in and put in 3 double stitches. And we're gonna have to grab a bead and put it up. And we can do that because we know how to do it. 'Cause we're smart like that. Grab that bead, grab that thread, twist it, put that bead on, pull it up, grab our hook. See, didn't take us long to get that thread out, and line it up. Walk it down. There we go. She's on. She's ready. Let's put in 3 double stitches. We got 2 and 3. That's that bead and that picot. And oh, it's flipped. I print. I take all my patterns on my computer and shrink them to where they all fit on one page. All right, so we got the picot, the decorative, the picot for the join. We've got another picot that is a joining picot and the decorative picot. So let's get our joining picot. We're going to that, right? No, 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 no. Yeah, that is. That gives us 3 picot. Put our joining picot on with our little hook. Okay. She also did a Christmas camel. That camel is really pretty. Yeah. We should have 3 picots at this point. So we're going to do 3 more double stitches. All right. And we're going to close that ring. Now, how many picots? 1, 2, 3. Got 3 picots. Close the ring. And this is a tiny ring, so just plan on your thread to get hung up. Plan on everything just fits because it's a tiny ring. That's nature. Anytime you deal with tiny rings, they all tend to say, we're not doing that. We're not doing what you want us to do. So we've got our joining picot here that joins to the last ring on the round. We've got another joining picot. This one here is going to join to the middle ring, which is the larger, and that one has 3 double stitches, a beaded join to the last picot of the previous ring. Okay, 3 double stitches, a beaded picot, 3 double stitches, beaded picot, 3 double stitches, beaded picot, and then 3 double stitches, picot, and 3 double stitches. Well, in actuality, you're going to have the shuttle pattern. You're going to have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beaded joints or beaded picots. So here we go. We're going to start off with our first one. Right here it is. Let me get these. We better get some beads up in here because I'm looking at the picture now. Yeah, we've got 3 beaded picots up top. So 3 beads have to go in the loom. Anybody want to diagram this pattern? Make life simple on us? We're looking for a diagram person. I'm teasing. We're not allowed to rewrite their patterns. So we have to follow. For those of you that can diagram, do yourself a favor on something like this. Do a diagram. Hobby Padding is a good program to use for designing. Now remember, we're going in the back. We're going to grab the thread, and we're going to pull it through because this is a joint onto another ring. Now, we're going to take that out, get it out of our way. Now we can close that joint. All right, there we go. You see it? We're going to do 3 double stitches. We got 1, 2, and here's the third one. Got to get some more thread here. Gonna pull a bead around because that's a beaded picot. 1, 2, and 3. Got another beaded picot coming in. We're gonna adjust that one first, though. Put that bead back on top of that picot. We're going to pull this one down and go 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm gonna tell you something. If you use smaller seed beads and smaller thread, this would be absolutely cute as a button. Okay, it would be really, really cute, but you wouldn't be able to see some of the small threads that we use. Polyester sewing thread. It's got a shine to it. It doesn't quit. And you could catch this whole thing up in polyester thread, and oh my gosh, it would be awesome. The beads on it, beautiful, tiny and delicate. All right, we got our 3 beads on. Now it's time to put our beaded picot on. Okay, grab our bead. Yeah, if we can get one that's facing the right direction, we'll be in business. There we go. We got one. We caught a fish. There we go. Got her on there. So by now, y'all are pretty well versed in beading and tatting. What are you going to do next? What are you going to bead next? Because once you get the hang of it and learn how to work everything with beads on it is much prettier. Anybody seen any of the work that Marina Hader does? I guess that's how you Hader. I don't know how you say her last name. She's a wonderful person, though. Absolutely wonderful. Angela Gamka, uh, Tatiana. Any of y'all with their beaded work? It's stunning. Absolutely stunning. Okay, so we've got our beaded picot in. We've got our 3 picots. We've got our join. We've got our 3 at the end. We're going to close this ring, and we're going to come in to the last ring on the list. Okay, and it's a duplicate of this. So we're going to join to here. Then we're going to do our 3 double stitches to this one, and that will be a joining picot with a bead. Okay, I'm going to take it around to where we join to the first round so you can see how the paper clips start going away. Right? Get everything lined up, out of the way. Don't want to mess things going on here. Now, we need no bead in the thread. So we're going to go 1, fold that paper clip again or safety pin, whatever you're using, 2, and 3. Again, we're going to come in on the bottom side, back side. You want that paper clip between you and your skin. There I was going. Yeah, run it through. Remove said paper clip, safety pin, whatever. You got one thing poking you. You don't want 2. All right, got it. Pull it through. There's our join. Okay. We're going to put in 3 double stitches. 2, 3. All right. All right. All right. All right. Yeah. All right. Okay. Now we're going to put in a beaded picot. Bring it up on our hook. Yep. We caught a fish. Now, when I'm doing this in the living room, Mia is sitting next to me. She wants to eat my thread. I don't know what it is, but she wants to eat my thread. Whatever's in my hands, she wants to get her nose and her mouth on. That's her. Now, got that picot, got a bead on it, and we're going to put in our final 3 for this. 1, 2, and 3. Right? Now we can close that ring. As you're moving along with this round, you'll see that you'll get used to what all's going on. You're going to have constant paper clip ball pin on this side all the way around. You won't have to fight this the further away you get. Okay. Now we're going to reverse our work, get everything into place where it needs to go. Wrap our loom, wrong thread. Grab the wrong one, wouldn't you know? Put everything in place, get it out of your way. Check your surroundings here. And our chain is 9 double stitch. Joined any picot of any chain in the previous round and 9 double stitch. Okay, so we're going to wrap our thread up on here. We're going to put in our 9 double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, we got our 9 double stitches. Now, we got to watch which direction our tatting is going. If our caps are up on this side, you want the caps up on this side. If our caps are facing down, you need our caps facing down because that's going to show. If you did traditional tatting, that's what you got to watch out for. In front side, back side. In traditional, it's not a big deal because there's no definitive front or back. Okay, so lay everything in position here because we're going to join to any picot. We're going to choose this one right here. That is going to be our first join. Do it right way. We're doing front side, back side. That's just nature with me. All right. Hold that pin, grab our hook, and run it through. Hook that pin, get it out of the way. Get ready. We're going to join right here. Pull it up. Run that shuttle through. Tighten it down. Put in our final 9 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Need 4 more double stitches. That's 6, 7, 8, and 9. And we are joined. And then we'd start this segment again. So we reverse our work, and then we would do the ring and join to here and start it all over and go all the way around. When you get to here, it's the same principle. You're going to cut, tie, and hide. That's the pattern. Once you're done, you take your little red bow Use whatever glue you want and glue it on here at the bottom. Okay? Hang you a little ornament hook on it, hang it on your tree after it's stiffened, and you've got a beautiful tatted ornament to display. Here, any questions? Any questions? Let me switch camera shot. Is there any questions? Everybody got that? Thank you, Pam, for posting that. And I'm just in time to avoid the storms because it's getting black up that way. And it comes this way to us. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. Panina, after the holidays, I want to get with you, okay? Oh, you're welcome, Janella. Thank you. Now, I want to say something here before we end. I want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Spend it with family and loved ones and friends, okay? Enjoy every moment you get, okay? Eat a lot of food, enjoy it, don't worry about the weight. It's coming off next year, okay? Because we all, it's routine. We get chubby in the winter because we got to have a winter coat, okay? Me, I just get chubby year round. Can you tell I like food? Um, yeah, let's do it. Thanks, Dina. Thank you. Um, but I do want to get with you to get you started on the beginner classes. All right. So um, I want yeah, take the batteries out. Yeah, happy Hanukkah. Um, pray for those in need. Give of yourself. Give your time. Donate to charities because the more you give, you touch people's lives that don't have as much as we do. You don't know who is the receiver on a lot of the gifts that you get and how important that is. Okay. So that said, oh, Katia, you know me. I just roll with the punches. Um, I want everybody to have a wonderful holiday season. I was going to go see my kids and grandkids. We're not going to get to go, but I'm going to get to video chat with them. So I'm looking so forward to that. I got 6 grandbabies, folks. 6. I had 2 boys, 4 girls. My odds are on the girls. Okay. I'm just saying. Um, but I want everybody to have a good time. And I'll see you next year. When we come back, things are going to be different. Lots of difference. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, like, and it's if you're new to the channel, subscribe to it. We are affiliated with 2K Creates, and now Katia has moved on to Tatting News. She is a needle tatter. She is the first live needle tatting teacher on YouTube. The first. So give her some love. Give Sue some love. And yeah, I got sinus trouble and everything else today. Can you tell? It's 78 degrees here. Yesterday it was 58. If this is not pneumonia weather, what is? Uh, make sure you stay safe. Okay, be careful, stay safe. Um, enjoy yourselves. When we come back, get ready to work. We're going to hit the gridiron. Um, we are going to hit the first couple of classes. It's going to be beginner steps, and then it's going to move into intermediate and advanced pretty fast. I will try to get out emails if there's anything in particular you need to pick up that may be hard to find. And I'll give you some suggestions on where to find it if it is something hard to find. Otherwise, when the email goes out for class, um, that's it. But we're thinking because there is a problem with everybody getting all the emails. We're thinking about and hopefully this won't shoot us in the foot. And we're gonna go ahead and just send massive emails out. All right. Oh, thank you, Katia. Thank you, Nina. Thank all the mods. We all love you. And if we don't see you before the new year, have a great new year. And for my New Year's resolution, okay, my New Year's resolution is I'm going to lose 60 pounds. That's my New Year's resolution. By the way, in case you haven't noticed, I have been losing, and it's because I'm trying to. I'm not sick or anything. Um, I have literally cut out a lot of stuff because I got to get my health back. I got to. I'm tired of all this medicine for 2 hours. So I don't like vitamins. What's that tell you? When they give me pills to take, I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. I don't like taking pills. Oh, thank you. If you'd like to donate to the classes, we take donations through PayPal at the online tatting class at gmail.com. If you'd like to super chat, super sticker, super thanks, that's, accepted as well. And I do appreciate every dime you all send in because it is a help. But we've got some big debt coming up and we got to handle it. I've, I can't keep going to dentists and saying, hey, I need some money, but he would do it. But right now, we've got a lot of things hitting us. We're dabbing the backside. So, and we got to take care of it. It's pressing things. So, with that said, I love you guys. Have a great holiday season. I will see you when we come back. And when's the date for the first class for me? Katia comes in after I do, and Sue's supposed to start before me. You got those dates for me, girlfriend? Because I don't. I don't. January 6th. Is Katia, or is that me? Or is that Sue? Who is that? Hands off on La La Land, bitch. Pammy, you better not be eating none of that cake and stuff without me. You hear me? I'm going to be upset if you do. All right, let me see. Sue's is the 6th, mine is the 7th, and Katia's is the 8th. Isn't it? Yeah, that's it. Well, thank you, Katia. I tell you, if it wasn't for Katia, Pam, and Sue, I wouldn't remember my name. That ain't no joke. I got a lot. I'll show you just that paperwork there. I'm going to, them patterns y'all print off and stuff. Guess what? That's them. And you don't know how many times I've printed off duplicates. So I've got to go through all of my paperwork, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just doing this. And I've got patterns that I have it for reference. It's not a pattern that I would tat, but then I've got other patterns that, yeah, I'm going to tat that. So I'm working that out. I'm tired of losing things. It's hard. I mean, Teresa, Warren, and Pam both can tell you this room is not really huge, but I got a lot of stuff in here. And this is the room we pack everything in when we move through it. So I got to have room for it. So I'm working on bringing it down to size. So thank you, Pam. Thank you, Katia. Give the moderators some love, everybody. Give them some love because I tell you, I wouldn't be able to do this if it weren't for them. So, with that said, any questions? Remember, you can always email. Pam's not going to be available for the holiday. I will be sporadically available because we're back and forth from storage here. We're trying to empty the storage unit up. My son has a storage shed on his property, and he put it there for us. He said, "You get it all cleared out, and then call me." He said, "We'll get it all moved up here, what you want moved up here." So that's going to really help. It barely missed the hurricane. Okay, if you seen the house next door to it, it would blow your mind. Its tree was as big around as my rig is wide, and it went right through the house, and it was a brick home, and chopped the house in half, and that was right next door to where the storage units are. So, yeah, oh goodness, I said, "Yeah, I don't like that." So, anyway, y'all have a wonderful day. I'm gonna call it quits. Panina, we'll talk after the first year, okay? Let me know where you're gonna be, if you're gonna be in Texas or if you're gonna be in Israel, so I'll know what time to contact. Happy tatting, Katia, and see you next year. 2025 makes 25 years of these classes, folks. Remember that. And they've been free all along. So I shall see you guys later. Y'all have a good one, and we'll talk soon. All right. And if you need anything, you need any information, give us a holler. I'll check emails sporadically, and so will Pam. And I'll get back to you if Pam don't. All right. Thanks, everybody. Love y'all. Bye. See you next year.